Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer. Today we're going to talk about the 7 books I read in August. I listened to 2 books and then read 1 book either physically and also through Kindle Unlimited, and then the rest of them I read physically. I read 1 library book and the rest that I owned, except for the 2 audiobooks I did check out from the library through the Libby app. So yeah, it was a great reading month. My average reading score was a 4.0, which is a pretty good month. I was excited for the books that I read. It wasn't nearly as exciting and awesome as July, but it was still a really good reading month. The first book that I finished was The Lost Girls of Willowbrook, which was an audio book that was by Ellen Marie Weisman, and that one was a recommendation that I found online through YouTube, and it was a interesting read about 2 twin women that one of the girls thought that her sister had passed away, but in reality she was institutionalized at Willowbrook, which was very sad to hear. The only reason she found out that her sister was still alive was that her stepdad that she was living with got a phone call that her sister was missing, and though she thought she had passed away. So, and then she goes to Willowbrook to see if she could help locate her sister or to join the search party, but then instead she gets mistaken as her sister, so then she gets institutionalized, and then the adventure ensues so that she tries to get people to believe her that she had actually, that she's her twin, and so in not having a psychosis or anything like that, thinking, because her twin sister always kept saying that she was her twin sister Paige and Sage, which was so interesting. And so to think about that, and then just what would you do in that situation, and just the heartbreak and the horrible living conditions that was at Willowbrook, and exposing that to a society. And eventually she grew up and figured out how to support those and relocate them out of Willowbrook. So it's a very interesting listen. I'd recommend it. I enjoyed it. It was a sad read, but very intriguing. So then the next book that I listened to was Artificial Condition, which was the second book in the series of the Murderbot series. Didn't enjoy this one. It wasn't as fun as the first one, but I did continue and enjoyed it. I think I will eventually listen to each of the books. They are very short, but there are longer waits at online for the Libby holds through the library now that it has become a TV series. But I'm curious to see if the first TV series on Apple TV covers the first book, or if I need to read more of the series. I should check that out. Or if you know, please let me know if you think I should continue the series before I watch the TV series. So yeah, so that was the next book that I listened to and read. Oh, I think I gave that one 4 stars as well. And so then the third book, let me just double check. Yep, and I gave The Lost Girls of Willowbrook 4 stars as well. So there'll be a lot of 4 stars in this reading wrap up. But then the third book that I finished completed a series, which is very exciting. I finished Ash Garden, which is by Michelle A. Berry. This is a very good series. I kind of took a while to read this one because I didn't want the series to end. I really wish and the series continues. I really did enjoy this series set in space. And what happens in the third book and conclusion and wrapping everything up. I think it could have continued, but that's just me wanting more of the story. I definitely enjoyed all of the characters in this one, so it was a very good addition, starting that back in March with the middle grade March reading series. This was the pick for the middle grade March series in March. And so, yeah, so I did really enjoy being exposed to this new middle grade series, and I'm looking forward to seeing what next year's new pick brings. So that is the third book that I read. I did also give it 4 stars, surprise, surprise, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I did really enjoy this. I won't spoil about where the third book takes place because it's kind of a spoiler. So, but anyway, hopefully you will pick this one up. The first book is Moon Garden, if you are curious. And so moving right along on to the fourth book that I read. This is the book that I read on Kindle Unlimited as well as have a physical copy of, and it's Carl's Doomsday Scenario by GNC Matt Dinneman, which is very fun. I love this kind of fun covers and the colors. It's just kind of fun to see. So I did enjoy reading this in both formats, and so that one was kind of a fun experience. I gave this one 5 stars. I'm really enjoying this series and just how it reads so quickly and action-packed and just kind of keeps going. You just don't know what's going to happen next, which I do really appreciate. So yeah, this is probably my favorite book of the month. And so this is the one that's going to be going down for my favorite read for August, which is very exciting. I'm excited to continue on this series with number 3, which is also on Kindle Unlimited. I have not purchased the third one. You'll have to tell me if you think I should purchase it physically, continuing on with the series now that I purchased the first 2. Let me know your thoughts below. Or if you've read it and what you think of it, if it's for you, not for you, let me know. All right, so then moving right along to the 5th book I read was called Hide. This is the one that I physically checked out from the library, and I did enjoy this one. I always love a good amusement park book, either a dystopian or the mystery thriller, that kind of thing. But if it takes place in an amusement park, I really enjoy it. And so this one is by Kirsten White. And this one came from recommendations from Books and Lala, her YouTube channel. I saw this one as a recommendation and it is very good. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, as you can see, continuing that trend. It is missing just something a little bit more. It is about follows a woman as she was invited to hide in an amusement park for 7 days. And then the last person standing then wins a prize of $50,000. But as you can see, there's a twist. There's a reason why these people are invited. And so you learn as to why they were there and how it happens that they get eliminated one by one or by two, depending on the situation. So if you enjoy amusement parks, actually mystery thriller, the chase and hunt and things like that, this might be a book for you. So I did enjoy this one. I would recommend to those that kind of enjoy this type of book. If you enjoyed Fantastic Land, this might be one that you might pick up as well. All right, so moving on to the next book that I read that was physically was The Compound, and I also have that one here as well. So this is the book here, The Compound. It is by Aisling Rowley. Hopefully I said that right. But this one I did pick up here. So I gave this one a 3-star. It was okay. I was kind of really mad at the ending. I didn't appreciate how it concluded or even just some of the storyline. So it follows a main character, a woman that goes on to a reality TV show called The Compound, which then is televised for all of the world to watch and see. And so, but then the premise is that you have to couple up with yet a opposite sex. So a male and a female have to share a bed. And in the morning, if there is only one person remaining, that person is eliminated. And so, and then it talks about you can do competitions together to win different prizes, or you can do personal challenges to get personal rewards. And a lot of these are monetary value or like food and things like that. And so what ensues as people are eliminated in this challenge and what that means as a group that are isolated in this desert and what that looks like. And so it's a take on social commentary about capitalism and consumerism in America. But I just didn't really care for exactly how the story was told. But you know me, it just wasn't for me. So that is just something I learned. I did finish it. I really wanted to know what happened, which says something. That's why I gave it 3 stars. But yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend this to. I think there are some other options out there for those that would like to read those. All right, so the last book that I finished for the month of August is my nonfiction book. So I am continuing for the third month in a row, finishing one nonfiction book a month. And the one that I finished this month is My Money, My Way by Kumiko Love. I did really enjoy this one. Again, I gave it 4 stars. And so I did, get some great takeaways out of here and some reflections on what is my money why, what are some of my financial goals, what are my short-term goals, some long-term goals, and some midterm goals, and just really thinking about why and where I want to spend my money. And now that things have kind of changed for me over the last year or so, I'm looking at some new financial goals and my why. I did also really appreciate the last section about investing and starting an introduction and the research that we'll want to do to talk about investing and what that looks like, and everybody can learn what that looks like for them. And so I did really enjoy reading about that section to get started with my financial journey, and continuing that it is also a journey that we're all on. And so figuring out what our actual process is, what we want to do things and how we want to do them. And finances are very personal, like people say, and I do have really learned that that is truly the case. I did want to show this and read this last little passage that was at the very end that I thought was very interesting to think about. And it is, you are aiming to learn about yourself, to trust yourself, and to design a life that you truly can enjoy. Ultimately, a financially fulfilling life is not about what you have, it's about how you live. And so I really think that living based off of how we want to, and then using finances as a tool to get there, is a great message and a great thing that I want to think about and continuing in my financial journey. And so I really did enjoy taking some great pieces from this book. And so that wraps up my reading journey for the month of August. Hopefully this is kind of interest you to see if you have any books that you've liked to read. What did you read this month? Do you want to check out any of the books that I've read? Or have you read any of the ones that I've read? Please comment below and share your reading updates as well. Or if you have any more recommendations for me, I would love to hear them down in the comments. All right, well, don't forget to like this video, subscribe so we can get to hopefully share this with more people in the community. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.